New York, a city that never stops, always bustling and noisy. Even in the early hours of the morning, the streets are crowded. But today, there's something missing. The city is without its protector. Spider-Man is nowhere to be found. But the truth is, he's not gone. He's here, but he doesn't even remember who he is. The young man opens his eyes and finds himself in a dimly lit room. His head is pounding, and he doesn't know where he is. He looks around, lying on a makeshift bed. There's an old desk, a dusty window. But the worst part, he doesn't even remember his own name. The young man stares at the mirror. Brown eyes, tired, messy hair, but nothing feels familiar. Then, his eyes fall on a newspaper on the table. It's covered in dust, and the headline is in bold, "Spider-Man missing." Something stirs in his mind, but the images are blurry. "Spider-Man, who is that?" he mumbles. When the young man, Peter Parker, steps onto the busy streets, he becomes even more confused. Walking through New York's crowded avenues, he notices everyone looking at him strangely. A child excitedly points at him. "Mom, look! Spider-Man!" The mother pulls her child away in a panic. "Don't be silly, Spider-Man is missing." That's not him. Peter's head spins. People seem to know him, but he doesn't know who he is. Then someone approaches him quickly. A familiar figure with red hair and worried eyes. It's Mary Jane Watson. "Peter!" she calls out. "I finally found you!" But Peter pulls back. Who are you?" Mary Jane's eyes widen and she pauses for a moment. "Peter, you don't remember me, do you?" Peter shakes his head. He really doesn't remember. Mary Jane says in a trembling voice, "You're Spider-Man." Mary Jane takes Peter to an abandoned warehouse. As they enter, Peter is struck by the sight of things he doesn't recognize, yet somehow feels connected to. There, inside an old chest, is a red and blue costume. Next to it, a mask, old photographs, notes. Peter slowly picks up the mask. As he touches it, strange images begin to flash in his mind. A man swinging through the sky, leaping between buildings, saving people, but the face is blurred. Peter suddenly drops the mask. Is this mine?" he whispers. Mary Jane nods. "Yes, and New York is in danger without you." Just then, the sound of the television fills the room. "Breaking news! The city is in chaos. Spider-Man is still nowhere to be found." Peter takes a deep breath. Something inside him is awakening, but he's still not sure. Mary Jane steps closer to him. "Peter, I need you to know something. You've always been someone who used your heart, not just your powers. Even if you forget that, the feeling won't go away." Peter looks at the mask again. He picks it up, closes his eyes, and at that moment, everything changes. Images flood his mind in an explosion. People in danger in the city, a scream, a falling child, and just before the child hits the ground, Peter's hand reaching out to catch them. "I remember." Peter quickly suits up. He feels his old power rush back. He clenches his fists, and webs shoot from his wrists. His instincts have returned. Peter rushes out of the warehouse. He climbs to the top of a building. The wind blows through his hair, and he looks down at the city. Just hours ago, he didn't even know who he was. But now everything is clear. "I am Spider-Man." And without hesitation, he leaps into the air. Shooting webs, he swings through the buildings, feeling the freedom return as the bright lights of New York shine below. Nothing will ever be the same again. Because Spider-Man is back. The screen fades to black. Music rises. The end.